All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Back again. 4 or 5 hours later, we back again with another live. Let's see. Marcus Bell in the building. What's going on? Got about 10 of y'all in here. Make sure y'all hit this like. All right. Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah, Marcus, you know I saw that news, bro. Chris Cyborg versus Cat. We were talking about yesterday too. Yeah. I mentioned it yesterday as well, but yeah, we gotta talk about this, man. We have really got to talk about this one. Like, look, I'm definitely not gonna knock somebody taking on a big challenge, but this is a very dangerous fight for Chris Cat. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just playing. You know who's a dangerous fight for. I don't even have to say. Right? So let's see, man. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. You know, I'm not gonna be on, since I'm starting a little bit later. I don't think I'm gonna be on here like 3 hours or something. Not till 11 o'clock tonight. So yeah. Let's jump into this thing. Got a few of y'all in here. Australia, what's going on? Marcus, Ulysses, and Bruno Ferreira. What is going on? I'm trying to pull this article up so we can read through it here, man. Like, what's Scott Coker's plans in the future too, man? Because I mean, they need to do more cards. They really do need to do more cards. All right, here we go, y'all. All right, so yeah, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to another live stream. We back again. Got a few fights I want to discuss tonight. And then, of course, we can talk about whatever. But we're going to go down the line. Let's go down left to right. All right, we're going to start with the picture here. We're going to start with Chris and Cat first. And then we're going to work our way down to Araujo versus Grasso. Then we're going to work our way down to Marina and Yan. And then we want to talk about Tisha and Mackenzie a little bit, right? All right. So let's see. Bellator, man, like, they have been trying. They have been trying over the past, few, I won't say few months, but over the past year, since the pandemic, they definitely been coming back, putting on some cards, as many as they could, to try to keep up. But let's be real, the UFC just has more fighters, more of a following, more money behind it. So they're just going to be the ones, right? But I think that Bellator has to meet us halfway somewhere. You know what I mean? They have to get Lolita said Cat versus Chris versus Cat, right? Yeah. Yeah. Chris versus Cat. Not you said Cat versus Zingano. Oh, that's what Marcus said. Marcus said Cat versus Zingano. I just saw that. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I know what he mean though. Australia, what's going on? He said, would love to see Cat get it done, but Cyborg should finish her. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them Nunes Pena situations where you like to see the underdog pull off the upset, but I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, Scott Coker, I was just looking at this article here. Seems like he's trying to work on bringing forth more fights and more cards for us. And this is one of the fights that he's looking forward to making. He's trying to get this one made. Let's see here. This is the most recent article here off of MMA Junkie. So Scott Coker said Cat has reached out and wants to fight Cyborg. So I think our inclination is to put that fight together. He said we're going to have multiple fights in February, multiple fights in March. Oh, okay. Multiple fights in April. and multiple fights in May. He said, we're going to start lining these big fights up and start knocking them off. All right. So, well, it looks like he's trying to answer our prayers here, right? He's trying to get us more cards, and I mean, that's what we need. So, shout out to Scott for doing that. I mean, yeah, because, like, think about their flyweight division. They're only fighting, like, once a year. Juliana Velasquez, I think she's lined up to fight Liz Carmouche next, but she's not really, like, in a position where she can just, be active. They don't have her in a position where she can fight 2 times a year at least. At least Valentina, UFC's flyweight champion, she stays busy. You know what I mean? So I think that it's definitely a good thing that he's trying to put some more cards together for them, because these flyweights, they need to stay active. Or you don't know, they might be trying to head over to the UFC at some point. Like Keelholtz. Who else? Arteaga. Lara. But Lara seems to be in a good position, But let's go back to this fight. So Scott Coker said that Kat is the one reaching out for this fight. He says she's the one that reached out and she wants this fight. And he says he feels like it's on them to put this thing together. Kat Zingano, since she came over here, about 2 years ago now? Yeah, it's been 2 years since she's been in Bellator. This is a fight that she's been saying that she's trying to work her way towards. Chris Cyborg's been champion now since she's gotten here. This was her target. Ever since she left the UFC, this is her target. But is it a smart target for her, man? Like, really? Kat Zingano is what? 39? 39 years old, almost 40. Let me see, when did she turn 40? But it is really a good fight for her at this point. Is it really going to be a good fight for Chris? Like, does she really have that big of a chance? Yeah, she'll be 40 in July. I mean, the way they're approaching it and what he's saying they're going to try to make this fight next. I mean, Scott, he believes in her, but I can't help but say, look, my thoughts, I have to be real with it. I don't think Kat really has a chance. I just don't think she has a chance. I mean, it's not like she really came in here like bringing a big storm, taking this division by storm. Like, since she came in 2020, had one fight. 2021 had another fight, right? So, and neither one of those fights were like top 10 contenders. So it's really hard for me to say, okay, after your last fight in April of 2021, it's going to be going on a year. Like, Scott didn't even say like which card this is going to be on. He just said they're going to have multiple fights, February, March, April, May, in those next 4 months. So let's just say roughly it might be March or April. So, I mean, Kat's been out of the octagon for a good year, right? She's kind of been on that one fight process, and the fights that she's been having hasn't really been like the best competition. Again, all the other featherweights in there, like, I got to give Leah McCourt credit. Leah McCourt is still fighting top 10 fighters. Like, she's going to be fighting Sinead Kavanaugh, Janae Harding, Arlene Blencowe. Even after her loss, she's trying to get a rematch with Cyborg. She's still fighting good competition. Pam Bam, after being gone almost 3 years, came right back in and fought some tough competition. Fought that number one contender after her first fight in the UFC. After her first fight in Bellator, excuse me. But right now, you're looking at Chris Cyborg, came in January 2020, has already fought 4 times. She fought twice in 2020 and twice in 2021, where, again, like I said, Kat's only fought once a year. Big gaps in between, and definitely not the best of competition, right? Lolita said, doesn't Kat have some trauma head issues? Yeah. She has suffered some trauma, some brain damage even after that Amanda Nunes fight, which she talked about before. Right? Let's see. Ravioli said Bellator is weird. I don't get the business model at all. How they pay them more to fight less. Yeah, I don't understand it either. Like, are these fighters like really comfortable, like where they're at? But they can go other places and fight. They can go other places and fight as well. But I mean, I'd rather have like a nice solid place to fight where I know that I'm gonna be getting fights and I'm gonna be active. Get with Candy said I don't see Kat making it to the second round. Is she trying to get a big payday for retirement? That's what I think. I mean, like I said, in July she turns 40. She hasn't really, like I said, like fought any hard fights to get where she's going. So that's my thing. It could be big cash out. Like, what do y'all think? Cash out, or does she really want to try to cap it off? Oh man, yeah, I can't even help but think of that. Like, she's gonna be taking big shots to the head from Chris Cyborg. I can't help but keep thinking of that, man. That's gonna be. It's not a good way to go out. Definitely not a good way to go out. It's gonna be traumatizing, man. But yeah, let's take a look at the rankings here for Bellator. All right, Bellator. Let's see the women's featherweight division. Yeah, man, like Kat's kind of coming in off the strength of her UFC resume, I guess. All right, so she did fight Olivia Parker, but Olivia Parker is now number 9, but she wasn't ranked whenever Kat fought her. When Kat fought her last year, yeah, she was not ranked. So yeah, she still hadn't fought any ranked fighters. She ain't fought anybody in the top 10. So yeah, that doesn't count. Just because she's ranked now, can't count that. All right, so Jessica Borga's number 10. Olivia Parker is ranked now. She wasn't ranked last week. Then you have Talita Nogueiro, Pam Bam coming in at number 7. Janae Harding, Shanae Kavanaugh, Leah McCourt, Leslie Smith, then Kat Zingano, and then Arlene Blinko and Chris Cyborg. So I'm like, how did Kat get in at number 2? Kat got in there off of Gabrielle Holloway and Olivia Parker. Kat Zingano fought Gabrielle Holloway, who hadn't fought in 3 years, right? Hadn't fought in 3 years. Who's 6-6. Then she fought Olivia Parker, who hadn't fought in like 10 months after getting finished before that by Chelsea Chandler. Because before she fought Chelsea Chandler, she was 4-0. But then as soon as she stepped up against Chelsea Chandler, she got finished. Was gone 10 months, came back, got finished by Kat. So I don't think that's a very wise choice for Bellator to give her that fight. Do you? I mean, I know she has a reputation of fighting some of the best fighters in the UFC, but that was at 135, and that was quite a few years ago. I think you still have to rebuild, man. Like, nobody says you got to start over, but you have to kind of rebuild, especially you coming in at another weight. I mean, you fought it. How many times you fought at 145? 2 times or 3 times. Once against Megan Anderson. We saw how that fight went. But before that, she was mostly fighting in bantamweight. I mean, she's got some good wins early in her career, back 7 years ago. But she went on a 3-fight skid. Hasn't really beat anybody of note today, So I can't really say it's a wise choice for her to be taking on this fight with Chris Cyborg. I mean, I've seen this done in boxing before, where they have somebody come down to a weight or up in a weight, and then they take on like a couple of, easy fights. Then they get a championship fight, and then it goes rough. All right, BJ said, but Kat is a name, more so than a lot in the division. Her worth has been proven, unlike Chikagan and Murphy, who has never done anything significant. But the thing is, at least Chikagan, she beat a lot of girls in the flyweight division. You know what I mean? Like, she was relevant. Like, it's not based off of 7 years ago. Like, Chikagan and Murphy was still working. Like, Lauren Murphy still went on a nice 5-fight win streak before she fought the champion. Chikagan had a nice resume leading up to Valentina. She was still beating a lot of these other girls. Whereas Kat, like, she hadn't fought anybody ranked. So tell me that, BJ. Like, fighting off a name ain't any good, especially if you're going to be fighting somebody as dangerous as Chris Cyborg, right? I mean, if you fighting somebody like Chris Cyborg, you need some fighters of today. You can't just live off the name, because, I mean, you live off the name, you're going to get hurt. The boss said, I remember that Holloway fight. Kat almost got finished in the 3rd round. Stray said Harrison needs to sign with Bellator. Yeah, I think so, too. BJ said, but at the inception of the division, they haven't done anything that got that top rank. I mean, they've done more than her, though, right? I mean, everybody there right now has done more than Kat. Even Pam Bam. Like I said, Pam Bam's already fought two top 10 fighters, right? Or one. And she's earned her spot. And then you had Leah McCourt. At least Leah McCourt did beat Janae Harding. Janae Harding is a name in that division. Right? So my whole thing is, just seeing her try to take care of herself going forward. Like, I don't want to see her get hurt, which I think she will get hurt in this fight. Because, I mean, look at Leslie Smith. Leslie Smith did a little bit better in the rematch with Cyborg to a certain extent, but she got hurt. Kavanaugh, she got finished quick. So, I mean, for somebody like Kat Zingano, you should be like, okay, I'm a veteran here. I know if I have some strengths about me, I have to work on them against top quality competition. Nobody's saying you got to fight 4 or 5 fights in a year, but at least take on Arlene. Like, I thought she would at least fought Arlene for the title eliminator, right? That would have made sense. And BJ said now Chikagan has proven her worth. I think she already had proven herself to get the title shot, is my point. Like, Kat hasn't done that. Like, she fought some good names. Like, I'm going to compare resumes, all right? I'm going to compare resumes. Like, Chikagan was game. I won't say she was game, but I'll say, well, she was game to a certain extent, but I mean, she was proven. Oh, yeah, Caitlin got a brown belt. Okay, all right. All right, so working up the rankings, look at all these names that she's beaten in the 4-year span. All right. Look at these names. We're going to start with 2017. Caitlin Chikagan defeated Irene Aldana at 135. All right. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. Look, 2017, Caitlin Chikagan defeated Irene Aldana. Then she beat Mara Barella, Alexis Davis, lost a close fight to Jessica I, beat JoJo, beat Jennifer Maya. And this was before the championship fight with Valentina. So she has some credible names all the way up to her rise to title contender. Maya, JoJo, I, Alexis Davis, again, Barella, the early Barella in 2018, Irene Aldana, Lauren Murphy, lost to Liz Carmouche, right? Those are all credible fights in the UFC. Those are all credible fights in the UFC for Caitlin Chikagan. So Caitlin was proven on her stint to flyweight. Like moving down from 135 to 125, Caitlin was proven. But when we look at Kat, moving on from 135 to 145, I can't see her in there like being a big test for Chris Cyborg. Just off of these resumes, like, and off of the activity and the competition, quality of competition, right? So I can't really help but think. Nabas said, even early in her career, Chikagan beat credible fighters Lee, Eubanks, Aldana, Murphy. Yeah, beating Aldana is big for Caitlin Chikagan. You know what I mean? Like at 135, she had a style. She had a style, man, that these girls couldn't figure out. Lolita said, do you think Chris could defeat Fallon Fox? Oh, yeah. I mean, Ashley Evans Smith did. She destroyed her. Chris would bury her, man. If Ashley Evans Smith could bury her, if Ashley Evans Smith could beat her, Chris Cyborg would bury Fox. So, BJ, based off of what you've seen in Kat in her last two performances, like, you really think she has a great chance to beat an active champion, though? That's my point. Do you think she has a great chance to beat Chris Cyborg? Because, again, look, she done beat the top level featherweights, Julia Budd, Arlene Blanco, Leslie Smith, Sinead Kavanaugh. You know, she beat fighters in the top 5. Again, Kat's only fought 2 unranked fighters. I did want to see Kat go in there and fight Arlene, or at least fight somebody like what is her name? Like Kavanaugh, Janae Harding. I wanted to see at least Kat get some work in with these other girls in the top 5, man. So yeah, that was just my point on that. I just think overall, you know, Kat Zingano, I kind of think, yeah, it could be an exit game, you know, cash out thing. You know, she's pushing 40 this year, so hey, you know, as long as she stays safe in there somehow, some way, somehow, we can either push a 5-round decision and stay away from that power and that onslaught that's coming from Chris. I mean, hey, get your money, right? Get your money. But from the outside looking in, I just think that I don't really see Kat having a great chance. I really don't. You know, I mean, for Nunes Pena, I said 70-30. This one I say 90-10. I mean, 95-5. And you think that's mean, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just basing it off of what Chris does, how she does it, how she gets it done. This is dangerous. No. Oh, BJ said yes, because Kat bring that physicality and different type of pressure. Should she have fought Smith or Blanco? 100%. But Kat has been in the game long enough to be ready for this fight. I don't know, man. Plus, it's a fight she's always wanted. I know it's a fight she's always wanted. I agree with that. Is it a fight she always wanted? Yes. But does that mean she's ready for it just because of past experience? No. So, yeah, I get a headache every time I think of this fight, man. It's like I'm getting a concussion thinking about it. Oh, man. I'm not being funny. I'm just saying for real, because I hate to see fighters go in there and get hurt like this. I really do. Like, in no way you hear me bad-mouthing Kat. You know, so people can't say that, oh, you bad-mouthing her. No, I'm just saying what I'm seeing from outside looking in and basing it off of activity on both sides. I mean, Juliana Pena, she defeated Kat Zingano, right? She knew how to handle that onslaught. So what makes you think Ketlin Vieira did? So what makes it convincing that Cat can handle the physicality of Chris Cyborg is my point. Like, how much of a size? How much are they close in size? Let's see, 5'6" with a reach advantage here. No, reach don't really mean anything if you don't know how to use it. I mean, inside, I mean, Kat's best bet if she gets caught in the inside is to start letting some knees go in a tie clinch. She has a 70-inch reach. Okay, 5'6" with a 70-inch reach. And Chris, is Chris 5'8"? Hold on, let me stop guessing. I'll pull it up here in a minute. Yeah, like I said, I just don't want to see her hurt, man. Like, I'm glad that she feels like she can take the fight and that she's up for the challenge. Like, you know, not many people want to call fighters out. Yeah, she's 5'8" with a shorter reach. Still a big 5'8" though. Yeah, what about the defense? Like, what about the defense of Cat Zingano here? Like, can she take enough shots to get on the inside and wrestle Chris down? All right, BJ said, when the boss said Prime Cat would have been in an interesting fight for Cyborg, but I think at this point she doesn't have it anymore. Cyborg blasts her probably with a 1 round. I actually think she probably would have stopped Cat, probably even like maybe round 2 or 3 if they fought in the UFC. And get what Candy said. I see her getting stopped. Gets hit too much. Yeah. TJ said the woman comes out a vegetable. Her fans will be the first to cry bloody murder. Sad, totally preventable. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, man. I can't. I don't even know if I'm going to watch this fight. Like, I'm going to watch it, but I mean, because, yeah, like I said, if fighters want to do it, go right ahead, right? That's what we do this for. That's what they do this for. But I just don't like her chances of coming out, you know, everything intact. Okay, V. Kendra said, I think Cat has a better chance than 10%. Okay. Lucky I gave her that. I said 95.5. I mean, back that up. I mean, you know, that's what I like to hear people say. Like, if you got a reason why you feel like it's better than 10%, tell me why. Oh, yeah, I missed something BJ had said. What was he saying about Cat's range? Okay, he said Cat isn't going to stand at range and strike with Cyborg. She doesn't do that. She's going to close the distance. When she closes that distance, is she going to lock the body and be able to throw Chris to the ground, though? That's the thing. Like, she's not going to stay at range, but she might be forced to stay at range, is my point. No, I don't know the odds yet. Those are my odds, though. I don't know the odds yet because the fight hadn't been. It's not official yet, so. Yeah. I could see her doing, like you said, BJ, trying to close that distance, but can she close it? That's the thing. Like, will she be forced to stay on the outside? Like, is she going to be forced to have to fight from the outside? I think she will. Because when you eat a couple of them right hands, it could be very much over. Because, you know, Chris has been, like, becoming more technical, a lot more patient. You know, she's not going to come in wild swinging. She did take a couple of chances in that Sinead fight, Sinead Kavanaugh. Like, if Sinead Kavanaugh had a little bit of power, like when they traded, she probably could have hurt Cyborg, but Cyborg's shot landed flush and had so much more power, she dropped her. Because she did touch Chris Cyborg's chin, but the thing is, like, Kavanaugh didn't have any power on it. And that's crazy, right? That's crazy because Kavanaugh was a boxer, and she didn't fight like the boxer. All right, TJ said, but Cat does not look good. She wins, but look at the competition. This is far from Prime Cat. Who was that said? Yeah, because somebody in here just said that Somebody in here just said that Kat almost got finished in her first fight back. Olivia Parker. Was it Olivia Parker almost finished her? Somebody said that, right? Was it over the Holloway fight? Yeah. Kat has a background in Muay Thai. Yes. Well, you're not really going to look like a Muay Thai fighter. I mean, when her strongest suit is her wrestling, like she uses it in a smart way. Like she uses her Muay Thai in the clinch, like when she gets in close. Like she doesn't have that traditional stance because she's a wrestler. But like her knees and everything and her inside game is there. Yeah, BJ, Muay Thai and wrestling, right. But her biggest strong suit is that wrestling. But I mean, when you let her get on the knees, man, like she hadn't really been using it too much on these fights. Like she's been going to the ground a lot. But let's see. Anyways, we'll talk more once this thing gets made. We've been talking about this one for a little bit here, but I just wanted to kind of bring it to y'all's attention too that, this fight looks like it's going to be coming up pretty soon because Scott Coker has fight cards coming up for the next 4 months: February, March, April, May. So they're putting in work. They're locked in. I'm glad to see some fights coming to fruition here. I heard Juliana Velasquez is returning against Liz Carmouche. Liz Carmouche did earn her shot here. It's all good. Let's see. Yeah, we got Juliana Velasquez expected to defend her title in April. So, yeah, they got big fights lined up. April, we got this fight coming up. I'll take this fight as well. I like this one. Yeah, Liz Carmouche trying to redefine. She's trying to capture that glory here, man. Couldn't get it against Valentina. She gonna try to get it here. Let's see, Genesis Green, what's going on? BJ said Kat has not come close to being finished in Bellator. Y'all need to stop that. Yeah, somebody said she about got finished close. I mean, I can't remember off top because, like I said, it's been a year or two since she's fought. So I haven't watched those fights since I watched them that night. But yeah, I can't remember. But I mean, he might hasn't. She will be. She will be close to getting finished in this Chris fight. I'm just being real. Cat strength matches Cyborg. Hoo. Oh, BJ said Alima Lay versus Keelholz. Is that in the making too? Is that on the same card? Keelholz gonna put the dynamite to her, boy. Come on, Denise. Oh, BJ, we gonna be going back and forth on this because Denise gonna starch Alima Lay McFarlane. Let me see, Denise Keelholz. Where's Denise Keelholz? Okay, there she go. Denise Keelholz. That's my girl right there, going against Alima Lay. I don't see anything in the works. That should be the next fight for title contender. Alima Lay versus Denise Keelholz for the next title shot. Stray said Kat wants to go out and shield on her shield, but she might go out on a stretcher. CTE is no joke. That's the scary part of it, man. Like, that's the scary part. Now, Genesis said these days you can't count nobody out because fighters make mistakes when you're in the ring. Oh yeah, I'm giving her. I'm not counting her out. I'm giving her just a 10% chance to beat Chris. I mean, that's all I can do. I mean, anything can happen. Those freak mistakes happen all the time. Well, not all the time, but yeah, I've seen upsets. But does Cat have what it takes to make that happen though? Like to pull off that one quick shot to take Chris out of her game. Right? Like especially in the world of MMA, yeah, I know anything can happen, but here I'm not sure. Yeah, I know. Look, BJ said he's speaking. Yeah, I'm speaking for your girl. I'm okay. I know. Look, but y'all want to be real about JoJo. That's my girl. But I be honest about her. When it comes to her. When it comes to JoJo, hey, I gotta speak real too. Like, hey, she might be in danger. I'm gonna be real on it. But y'all don't think she has any chances sometimes. Like she gonna get beat down, but at least JoJo is in a top 10 position where Cat, yes, number 2, but who has she fought? Like, as of recently to make us say she's going to beat Chris. That's all I'm saying. Right? Yeah. That's what it comes down to me though. Like for me, like it's not a fact of like putting Cat down here. It's just from the outside looking in saying, okay, if you suffer CTE before and brain damage, I don't want to see a person hurt. And I'm not going to give you false confidence and say, oh yeah, you going to kill this girl. You got it. No, I don't work like that. Like I'm the one saying JoJo should retire now. Well, yeah, JoJo got finished by Santos and Maya, but I mean, Cat Zingano's been finished by Ronda. She been finished, what is her name? Well, she lost to Juliana Pena, and she went on a 3-fight losing streak, right? And I mean, and since then hasn't been in there with top level fights. At least JoJo has been in top level fights, right? At least she been in there with top level fights is my point. But at the same time, I'm not going to say, yeah, like she going to be able to do it. Like, y'all hear me pushing for it because I'm a fan. But at the same time, I'm going to tell you, oh, Santos got this. I had to pick against her. I don't know if she's food for Casey O'Neill, though. I don't know about that. But I'm looking forward to Juliana Velasquez here. I'm looking at these stats here. Liz Carmouche. This should be a good fight. I think that Liz is going to take more chances here than she did in the Valentina fight. But it's going to be interesting. Very interesting. Yes, sir. Let's go on down here. Viviane Araujo versus Alexa Grasso. All right, we're jumping off that fight now. We're going to talk Viviane Araujo versus Alexa Grasso a little bit. All right, what's the date on this fight? Hold on, let me pull this thing up. All right, what do we got? January 22nd. This is a flyweight fight I'm looking forward to. Araujo versus Grasso. Like I said, I can't pick right now. I really can't pick right now because I just got to go back and see, like, what is it Grasso's going to do to win this fight? She's dealing with a big, strong flyweight, right? Dealing with a big, strong flyweight that has a very good jab, like a jab that might actually make her run for her, give her a run for her money, her own. The boxing ability of Grasso, we can't deny that. That's some great stuff. It's great to watch. But Araujo has a little bit of a awkwardness to her. That speed, good straight punches. I know she has a reach advantage as well. She has the height. Like, she knows how to use her reach, so I will call it an advantage here, right? Araujo does have a bit of a reach advantage, about 2 or 3 inches, I want to say. Let me go ahead and pull up some information on these two. So Araujo, she's been one of these fighters that I've been high on, when I was first saw a couple of her fights. But after, a couple of rough performances. And I won't even say her performances, like technical skills. It was just like her cardio issues. It kind of made me push her down that list. Like, y'all see my top four. Like my top four consists of fighters that can fight 3 to 5 rounds. You know, I got these fighters that have to have cardio. They have stamina. You know, they have that ability to push through a fight. You know what I mean? Like, they can go as long as they can. You know, Araujo, that's the one thing that she lacks that makes me hold her back. Like, she has a beautiful attack on the feet, good takedown defense. She's strong, but it's just that one thing she lacks, man, that cardio. It can tear you out of your game plan and just cost you a fight. Like, when you go back and look at the fight against Caitlin Chikagian, it's like there was many a time where she just had to kind of sit back and she was getting touched. Like, yeah, I could argue Araujo won that fight, but it was still like, I don't know, man. Like, there was too many close moments there. Like, Caitlin was just letting it go, letting her hands go, showing her IQ by stealing rounds. Straight said Araujo needs to go after Grasso straight up and not leave it to the last round like Barber did. Yeah. Well, she's going to have to finish her, because if she can't finish her, she's in for something. Let's see. V. Kendra said Grasso still doesn't do well with pressure. The way she lost the 3rd round against Barber. BJ said Grasso's got the cardio, technique, and footwork. And that's what it's going to come down to here. Like, it's really got to be an inside fight for Viviane Araujo to have a big chance. Like, Araujo, besides the Bernardo fight, hasn't finished anybody at flyweight, right? So we can't really factor her power in as being like Macy Barber danger, right? Because Macy comes in with the approach to take your head off, right? So let's talk about that real quick. Viviane Araujo's power here, to me, it's not going to be a big factor on a Grasso. Like, Grasso moves too much. Grasso's boxing overall is better, right? And the way she just turns these angles and moves, she's not going to be in the line of fire for Araujo's counter punches, in my opinion. I mean, anything can happen, yeah, but Macy's style made for that more dangerous style against Grasso, because she, like I said, she was going to come after her and try to take her head off. But if you look at the resume here at 125, Araujo hasn't stopped anybody, right? At 125, she's what, 1, 2, 3. She's 3-2 with no finishes. I think Montana ate the jab. She ate the punches. She got busted up. Roxy ate some big right hands, but she took it. Alexis Davis, she just can take a shot. She can take a shot. But to me, Araujo doesn't really show like a big power threat here. If anything, if she's going to have an advantage, she's going to have to use the size. It's going to have to be a physical fight. Can't stay on the outside with Grasso, because Grasso, no matter how big you are, if you try to box her, her boxing is going to be a problem. Right? TJ said Grasso lacks power. Right. I don't think she'll be able to do big. Well, she'll do damage. She has effective punches, though. Like, she doesn't have the power like I don't think like a Jennifer Maia maybe, but it's not really going to be about her power. It's all about if Araujo chooses to stay on the outside, she'll be fine. Right? She'll be fine from the outside, because her skill overall, to me, she's much more committed to it. Viviane Araujo might have some good moments with her jab and her straights, but combination punching, I think that's Grasso all day. That's Grasso all day. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to it, man, it's like Araujo really needs to have the tank. She's really got to have the tank going into this fight. Like, if she had the gas tank, I would favor her more so. And I'm not saying I'm not giving my pick yet. Not giving y'all my pick yet here. But I just think that the longer she stays on the outside with Grasso, and Grasso can move and go in and out, and who knows, man, Grasso might try to clinch in this fight. Alexa Grasso might try to clinch up to make it a rough fight on the inside. So Grasso might know how to pull that fight into deep waters here, right? So I think we're in for a very competitive fight. It's 50-50. This is probably the most 50-50 fight on my list here. The one fight I really can't call. I mean, the higher you get up here, it should be easier, but these two here have big factors that I always have to bring up that make it hard to put money on these two, right? These two have some big factors that make it hard for me to put money on them. I'm going to say it again because Araujo, the minute she starts to gas out, she starts to fall away. She starts to stray away from her game plan. She strays away from her game plan, huffing and puffing like the boss she brought up in my other stream. The boss, she was saying that it's more of a mental thing. Like the more you see her huffing and puffing, that kind of gives your opponent confidence, right? So when she falls into that mode, it's harder for her to gain steam again. And then on this side though, you got Grasso, good gas tank, but Grasso, more, she'll put her finger on that trigger and she will not pull it sometimes. I mean, didn't she hurt Carlos Esparza in their fight, but she kind of held back? I was like, oh, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, Grasso, she'll punch all day and she'll put hands on you all day, but it's like, why are you not pulling the trigger? Like, especially when you hurt somebody like Carlos Esparza, she could have got out of there. And then after that, she could have got, in my opinion, she could have got Macy Barber out of there, right? But she didn't do that. So Grasso's thing is, okay, she got technique, experience, cardio, footwork, all of that good stuff. But the thing she's lacking that could cost her a fight is the killer instinct here. The killer instinct in Grasso, she's gonna need it for this division. The bigger these girls get, the stronger they get. She's gonna have to really, really turn it up and have that kill switch. These girls like Manon, they have it. Taylor has it. Shoot, Jennifer Maia has it. Andrade has it. Right? So it's all about turning that kill switch on in her, I think. Like, if the kill switch is on, well, I still say it's 50-50. If she got the kill switch and Araujo got the gas tank, it would be 50-50 because then they would be going head to head. Like, it would be brutal, I think. But here, it still is, but it's just like they both lack these big factors that make it just roll of the dice, man. It's going to be a good fight, though. Definitely going to be a good fight. BJ said Grasso's been sitting down on her punches because she was lighting Macy Barber up. Yeah, she was sitting down on him. I was really impressed with her ground game in that fight, too. Marcus said Grasso does have power. Yeah. I think she has, like, effective pop. You know what I mean? Like, that's enough. That's enough to get respect, too. I know what you mean. Like, it's enough to get that respect from opponents. Like, she just doesn't overly commit, though. Like, how many... Actually, yeah, I'll stick with that. Alexa Grasso has, like, respective pop, but not, like, concussive power. Because, let's see. Alexa Grasso, how many finishes does she have? I mean, she'll brutalize you. Like she did Karolina Kowalkiewicz. She could have stopped Carla Esparza, but she held back. She didn't stop Jin Yoon Kim or Macy Barber. Yeah, she has respectable pop. That's all I'm gonna say, because she hasn't stopped anybody since 2014, right? I just had to pull her resume up. I know I haven't really been seeing like big highlights of her knocking people out. So yeah, she doesn't have like power. She has accurate punches. You know, she's very accurate and she throws good punch variety. Like, yeah, she doesn't have like knockout power, but it's enough pop to get your respect and keep you on the outside. So I'll state it that way for me. That's my opinion. Grasso has pop on her shots. But yeah, she hasn't finished anybody in the UFC, you know, and she hadn't finished anybody in like 7 years, going on 8. And then, you know, like I said, you got Araujo, who hasn't finished anybody at flyweight. And I think the reason they ain't finishing anybody, good point I brought up, is Araujo ain't finishing anybody because of her gas tank. And Grasso ain't finishing anybody because of her kill switch, right? That's why it makes it hard to pick here. I mean, we know, like I said, a knockout really ain't going to come in this fight because of those reasons. TJ said, what power shots did Grasso hit Barber with? What round and what time? Well, she was hitting with power shots. Anything that's not a jab is a power shot. But as far as you mean rocking her, yeah, I don't think she was really rocked in that fight. Yeah, I don't think she was rocked. Okay, Xiaonan, what's going on? He said Grasso looks good only against slow and simplistic strikers. Araujo is too quick to be confident in Grasso. Yeah. I mean, the slower fighters that they don't know anything about boxing, yeah, they will get picked apart. Like Jin Kim, she picked her apart. The brawler and Carolina, she picked apart. Macy Barber. But if you big and physical, like Tatiana Suarez, which is, I think, Vivian kind of she has to kind of take that page out of Tatiana Suarez's book. But can she do it? Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah, she did ravioli. She looked strong in the clinch with Macy. Yep. But yeah, this is gonna be a good one, y'all. I'm definitely tuning in a couple weeks on this one. I can't wait for this. This is probably the one fight I'm really looking forward to this month. I mean, Chikagan versus Maya, I'm gonna watch that rematch, of course, but this one here just has a lot of potential here to shake up the division. You know, neither one of these fighters ever been, you know, close to a title shot yet, of course, right? So we got to see what happens. What do y'all think? Winner fights Andrea Lee? I think so. That would be good. That'd be interesting. Okay. Xiaonan and Marina Rodriguez. Xiaonan and Marina Rodriguez. March 5th, right? Dang, this is a good card. You got Manone on the card. UFC 272, right? You got Manone on here. You got Agapova and Marina Moreau in their grudge match. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be a crazy card, y'all. BJ said anything Araujo brings only lasts 2 minutes. Yes, it's rough in there for her, man, when she get to that point. That you know, that second round or so. Oh, did they bump up? Wait a minute now. Okay. I don't know if I agree with this. I don't know if y'all seen the card structure here. The card, the fight list. They have Marina and Xiaonan as a prelim. And Jessica I and Manone as the main card on the main card. Now, again, I'm a Manone fan. I'm a Manone fan here, but this is a good fight for her. But if you're gonna have that fight as a main event, y'all need to have Marina and Xiaonan as a main event, right? I mean, we can keep Manone on the main card. That's a good thing. I mean, maybe they're not done planning it out yet, but I'm just saying, like, the way it looks structured here don't look right. Maybe, like I said, they're not done, so I'm not going to jump the gun and, you know, go all out on this yet, but they just have Manone and I as a main on the main card, and Xiaonan and Rodriguez as a prelim. Maybe they're just adding them in. Maybe they'll structure it out when the UFC gives them more news. So this is on Tapology. So I ain't going to go crazy over that because they know Marina's already headlined at 2 cards. So they're not going to do that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this Marina and Yan fight, man, because it's going to be some action here. You know, this is a fight that makes both of them look good. You know, Marina gets to stay in her element, right? When Marina stays in her element, Xiaonan can stay in her element. Won't really have to worry about takedowns. Or will she? Or will she? What do y'all think? Do you think Marina might surprise Xiaonan in this fight? Try to take her down? Let me see, got about 22 people. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I'm not asking for much, am I? Yeah. This is going to be a good fight where neither one of them has to worry about being taken down, right? Now, I know a lot of people don't like this fight really because Xiaonan lost to Carla, but it's like, so did Marina. Marina lost to her, but she's on a 3-fight win streak. But the thing is, styles make fights. Styles make fights. And yeah, I think Xiaonan should probably have fought down. But my thing is, I think they're trying to keep her alive here because, you know, they need to build that China market still with her and Zhang Weili losing very badly over the past couple months. It's been looking bad for them. You know, her getting finished, Carla getting finished by, Zhang Weili getting finished by Rose, and then losing the rematch. It's been looking bad for her. So they want to put her in there with a style where she can have somewhat of a chance. Now, I don't know how great of a chance she has against Marina now, because Marina, like I said, she gets comfortable in this element. You want to stand with her, and all you have is flurries, and you don't really have the footwork, you know, Marina put it on you. I couldn't believe, like, that was the only time I really picked against Marina. I shouldn't have did that. Like, something was telling me when I picked against her for Ebos. Something kept telling me Marina was going to beat her, and I was like, why am I doing this? It was like whenever I did that with Calvillo and Andrade, I should have made that last minute pick because, you know, Marina was just too sharp for Ebos. She was just too sharp for that. And so I was like, dang, why did I do that, man? I know Marina could do that. She was going to win that fight. Like, Ebos got a little well-roundedness to her, but it's still kind of shaky. You know, she disrespected Marina's stand-up and got knocked out twice. So I ain't making that mistake again. But let's see, what does Xiaonan have to offer in this fight? Like, that's going to really throw Marina off her game. I mean, work rate. The work rate could be a problem, but to get that hand speed going, you know, she's going to have to be able to push in, like, and get the timing down to Marina. And I think, no, Marina just has the style where it says, I control this thing. I control it from the outside, right? You know, I think Marina Rodriguez, her ability to just stay disciplined and you know, throw these technical punches. Like, she doesn't get too wild with it. She'll throw her nice technical shots. I think she needs to work on her jab a little bit more and be consistent with it. But her right hand is very sharp. You know, she's very precise with her shots. And she's going to make them things count every time. Every time Xiaonan steps in. Jamin said Marina has better range, hits harder, more disciplined, bigger arsenal. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. Yeah, I am. V. Kendrick said Marina was losing to Ebos up until the TKO. She lost one round. I mean, second round was all Rodriguez, right? So she had one good round. So I can't really say like she was like dominating. I mean, the minute she abandoned her ground game, she was a sitting duck, right? Like she won the one round and that was it. Like from there, it was like her game plan turned into trying to chase Rodriguez down. So I was like, what is she doing? And then boop, knocked out. You know? The boss said it almost seems like they want Rose, Wei Li, and Xiaonan to rematch each other over and over again. All the other strawweights are not allowed to break into the top division no matter what they do. Yeah, and I'm going to be sick of that. Like, they can't keep doing it. I'm getting sick of that. Like, Rose, Wei Li, they did that twice. Xiaonan, they did that twice. Wei Li, Xiaonan have already done it. And since Xiaona's out of the rankings, I don't want to see that right now. I'd rather Andrade come down and shake it up at this point. Right? I'd rather that happen. Jama said, and Ibas would finish Yan in the first round. Like submission probably, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah, submission, yeah. Yeah, very much so. If she took it to the ground, I think she would. The boss said, if they make Rose and Xiaonan trilogy, if they did that, I'm definitely, I can't tune into that fight. Well, let's say I'm not paying for it. I would not pay for that fight. I'm sorry. If they did that, Rose, I'm going on record. I'm not paying for that fight. If they did that, I would not pay for it. I don't even think I would watch it because I'm like, why would you do something like that? Like, you'd be better off giving Marina the shot than Xiaonan. Right? Robot Chicken said, finish her. Ebos is chinny. Yan might hurt her. Yan doesn't have like a great deal of power. I mean, she's vulnerable to a right hand. I will say that. I mean, if Ebos goes straight for the ground, then it'll be trouble for Yan. But if Yan can keep it standing and land some nice right hands, she will shake her up. I told y'all, yeah, Robot Chicken. People get mad when I say Ebos is chinny. She is a little chinny. She's a little chinny. I'm not saying the chin is complete glass, but she's a little chinny, man. Like, when you touch it, she'll shake up. And if you have a lot of power like Marina did, she's gone. I know Verna Jandaroba put her down in that first round, right? You know, maybe an accumulation of like combinations could, put her down. No, Verna got a little bit of power. She got some size too. Like, she's accurate, very accurate. So Marina going into this fight, I think her best thing is, to just do what she always does, control range, her front kicks to the body. Marina's more of the Muay Thai fighter here. Yan, she's like a boxer, kickboxer at most. I say maybe like a lower level version of Xiaonan, the way she can throw them combinations, and she's just not as swift on the feet. Oh, BJ got that. Appreciate that. Yeah, get that mess out of here. I hate them robots. Yeah, bot alert. Yeah, get them things out the door, please. Can't stand them things. I think they're supposed to be like hackers too. So yeah, you got to get them out for me, man, because they're gonna hack. Like, if you click on, I think it's if you like click on the, not if you click on the name, but if you click on something, or if you were to look up the name or something like that, they say they try to hack you. So I'm not messing with that. They better get that crap out of here, man. YouTube better do something about that. YouTube be taking away subscribers, but they letting this stuff come in. Don't send out notifications, but they let that stuff happen. I don't know. BJ said, y'all talking that Mazo Bone fight. Oh, yeah. That's going to be interesting. Another long, lanky fight. Okay. Marina, any one of these fighters in this fight, Jan and Marina, it's going to have to come down to one of them want to play that wild card and take somebody down. Like to switch it up on them. You know, like if Marina wants to go to the ground, that might surprise Jan, put her on her back, or Jan might surprise Marina. But the thing is, Jan might get submitted if she did that, because I think it's safe to say Marina can be taken down, but Marina is not as helpless as Jan. I mean, wouldn't y'all agree? Yes or no? Marina's not as helpless on the ground as Xiaonan is. I mean, when Jan's on her back, she looked like she was done. Before the ground and pound even started, like she's really lost. Like Marina's a survivor. I mean, if she can avoid getting submitted by Dern and Ebos, then Marina's good to go. Even surviving Carla Esparza, she's good to go. Yeah, Marina's good to go when it comes to that. I mean, her survival skills on the ground's on point. Estrella said, anybody else see Manon KOI with a head kick like Valentina? I'd say body shot. Maybe like a front kick to the body. Yeah, I saw you had asked that. I meant to answer that. I think it would be like a body kick, Estrella. Like if she threw like a side kick to the body. Because I was doing a round by round earlier. And when she caught that girl Corinne to the body, that just broke everything. That broke the girl's will. Yeah, if anybody gets submitted in a Marina Jan fight, it's going to be Jan. Jan is going to get submitted because Marina Rodriguez, I think, has been working like on her survival skills and her reversal skills. So shout out to Marina. I love watching her fight, man. Y'all know I'm a striking fan. BJ gonna call it out. He said, "Oh, you like striking?" Yeah, you know it is. You know what it is, man. But these girls are brutal, though. These girls are brutal. Yeah, Nabash, good point. Good point. Both have questionable takedown defense, but it's Marina's ground game is better, right? Like, you can take Marina off of her feet, but when she's on the ground, she will be kicking and, she will be flipping and trying to get up off the ground. She will lock you in and try to hold you, to a stalemate till she can get back up. She's good to go. I'm telling you, good to go. I'd love to see Marina get that belt. I ain't gonna lie, man, because like Marina get that belt, it's gonna be just straight up consistent fights. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see her get that belt next. I'm not gonna lie. Like Carla, okay, yeah, like I want to see Carla go in there and get her, her rematch, title shot, whatever. But if anybody that I want to see just get the belt, I gotta go with Marina, man. I mean, her resume is just on point. A lot of people want to talk about her resume, but her resume is on point. Like, she ain't had any easy fights. Y'all look at these fighters I be picking. These fighters, they've been working hard as hell, man. Like, they be grinding. Like, there's been no easy fights for Marina Rodriguez. So I can't wait till she, can get that chance against Rose. And I'm gonna be pulling for her here, man, because yeah, she's been working. 15-1. Come on, y'all. Look at that resume. 15-1. Ever since she got into the UFC, it's been hard fights. I mean, Randa. Could have said she beat Randa. Got a fight canceled against Grasso, who she's supposed to fight. She beat Tisha. She beat Ebos. Calvillo, they were putting her in there. She didn't ever get a soft touch now. Like, everybody she was fighting has already been in the top 15, top 10. The matchmakers were making sure that she was fighting toughest competition. So, gotta ride for somebody that's really putting the work in here. V. Kendra said Marina did way more damage against Carla. Yeah, she did. Like, I'll go back and play that fight again, and I could see Marina kind of shake her head like she could see where Carla won at the end. She didn't argue, but, You could say she won that fight. Marina versus Weili. Ooh, that'd be a good fight. Weili's supposed to be back in June. She looking to come back in June. Tell you that striking more. If Marina can keep it standing, you know what's gonna happen. Yeah, so I'm not really mad at the UFC for making this fight here. Like, they're kind of giving Marina some leeway for a change here. You know what I mean? Like, she deserves this fight. You know, she had a pretty tough, consistent 2021, and this is still a name. I mean, she's facing the number 4. There's another top 10 fighter for her. But you never know what could happen. But I'm just saying, like, I see her winning, but she's been fighting rough fights. She fought at 125 against Waterson. Tough fight against Ebos. 2 short notice fights, right? 2 short notice fights. Then taking on Dern. Everybody counted her out against Dern, but she came in there and took Dern to school, right? So not a single easy fight there. Like, the Mackenzie Dern fight, you can't say was easy until it was done. Like, that took a lot out of her. So great work. You know, just some nice fights added to her body of work over the last year. And to me, like I said, she deserves a Xiaonan fight for a change. Something that's more in her element. And who knows? Like I said, she'll probably be facing the winner next of Rose and Carla. I would love to see that I'd love to see Zhang Weili Marina fight, though. The boss says she's the BMF for strawweight. I think so. Yeah, Robot. She could arguably be undefeated with the Grasso and with the Marcos and the Calvillo fight. And yeah, Kendra, that's what I'm saying. Like, Marina got all grapplers. So she deserves a striker for a change, man. You know, give her a striker for a change. You know, y'all been putting her in there. Waterson taking her down. Ebos taking her down. Calvillo trying to take her down. Carla. Randa. Good guy, man. Like, I know y'all got her in there working, but man, give her a striker. Let's switch it up. Yeah, Lemos is bad. I'm not gonna lie, Lemos is bad. But right now, from where we stand, as far as, you know, already proving herself, I'm gonna ride with Rodriguez here. But yeah, the next wave is Lemos is coming in that next wave. You know, she just at number 10 right now, but you know, number 3 is Rodriguez. TJ said, "Can I ask what happened to the Conejo fans?" Guessing they're all where Casey O'Neill fans will be. I like Conejo. Like, I just like her personality and her look. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm a fan. Like, I'm a fan of a lot of fighters. Like, but hey, you know, I said that style matchup was bad though. Lemos was gonna do what she do, and she did. Like, who picked Conejo to beat Lemos? Did anybody? I know that first part of the question ain't really TJ's thing. TJ just saying that her fans are going to be where Casey O'Neill fans will be. That's his point that he's trying to make. Casey O'Neill is fun to watch, though. From where she's at, she's fun to watch, right? I'm not going to say she's the number 1 rookie. I think we all know who my number 1 rookie is, but flyweight division. But I like watching her fight. Yeah, I do. Just because I'm a fight fan. But when it comes to like technique and stuff like that, I enjoy the more technical fighters, though. You know. Kendra said Torres only gets beat by champions. So what does that say about Rodriguez? So Rodriguez, former future champion, maybe. Yes, sir. I can't agree anymore. That tells you that Marina is worthy of holding that belt pretty soon. She gonna be that one, I think. TJ said fighters get their first loss and everybody bails. They do, man. They do. Everybody trying to bail on Miranda like that. Like that's one war I always gotta fight. Whenever we bring up Miranda, people be like, "Oh, why you like her? She lost." I'm like, no, I'm still riding with her. You know, I'll still ride with Manon whenever if Manon loses here in the UFC, I'm still gonna ride with her. Right? That's how you're supposed to do. You know, Marina didn't get the nod against Carla, still riding with her. Yeah, but a lot of people do, like, they do bail. I mean, Amanda Nunes, a lot of fans bailed there. They were like, oh, she's not the GOAT. She's not that good. I would say shout out to Coach. Like, it helped put me in some things into perspective about the pound for pound list. Like, I still have to say, yeah, Nunes is high up on that list, and I can see why people would put her over Valentina. Like, the UFC, I understand their ranking. Like, they don't want to leave it vacant. I can understand why they have Valentina as number one, but Nunes still has a better resume. Pound for pound is about resume and skills. Valentina has a lot of skills and decent opponents. Decent resume. But the thing is, Nunes has good skills. Might not be the same type of technical skills, but it's good. But that resume is juicy as I don't know what. Right? That resume is juicy. It's better than Valentina's. Because Valentina is on her resume. So when you want to look at it like that, pound for pound resume and skills put together, and you want to do the balance, if your skills are getting you some of the best wins over the best opponents, and one loss can't really knock you down, can it? So yeah, I can see that argument, Nunes being number one over Valentina still, as far as pound for pound. I think I'll do a video on that too. I can understand that. And I know a lot of people going to disagree and try to come at me, but you know my facts. I try to bring it. Like, Nunes has resume and skills. Valentina has resume and skills, but when you do that balance there, who got the juicy resume? Who got the juicier resume? Right? Oh boy, yeah. See, Zama, he liked to start. He said Miranda's hopeless 100%. And see, that I ain't even gonna bring out my big guns for that one. To say she's hopeless for 100%. Boy, say she's hopeless 100%. That is the craziest talk I've ever heard. See, when you say stuff like that, that's when your card gets taken, because it's like you're speaking facts 1 minute, and then the next minute you just like, oh my goodness. I'm like, hopeless 100%. 100%. Wow. That means you saying she shouldn't be in the UFC. I don't get that. I don't understand. I mean, if you can't back that up, then it's like, okay, I don't see that. I mean, you just playing. I know you just playing. So I'm going to leave that. Okay, Manon fights like she's experienced. Yes, she does. I know what you mean. She like got that experience. Like she's a top 5 contender. Robot Chicken said Miranda's hopeless. How? Yeah, answer that. Why did they drop Nunes against Rose? Yeah, like, why is she below Rose? That's my point, too. Stray said, I always thought Maverick was average, but I thought she was smart enough to improve. I haven't seen it yet, though. I've seen her improvement. I mean, she just lost a fight, so you're not going to see the improvement in that fight because she lost, right? Like, I mean, I've seen her change. I've seen her improvements from her early fights to now. But you're not going to see any improvements from a Macy fight to an Aaron fight because she lost that fight, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, I think she has more tools than a lot of these other girls at the bottom. That's my point. She does a little bit of everything. She's not one-dimensional. Okay, running Rini. Miranda's not hopeless if she can turn it around. That's all I'm saying. She'll turn it around. The boss, I'm still ride with Glory DePaula. She's gonna bounce back this year. You know, that was another win where I should have picked Jin Yu Fry. You know, Jin Yu Fry, I'm a fan of her too. So I was like, I don't know if you can do this. In my mind, I was thinking, I don't know. But something was telling me to stick with Jin Yu Fry in that fight. And I should have, because the style made for Jin Yu Fry to win. Yeah, that was disrespectful to put Nunes below Rose. Come on now. Like, this girl y'all were just calling the GOAT, then y'all gonna put her down like that? Yeah, Zaman, that's what I was saying. See, okay, now you're speaking sense again. That's what I'm saying. Like, pound for pound. Okay, now you're speaking sense again. Okay, pound for pound is like the stock. It's like 1 minute. You can't have it vacant, is my opinion. Like, the UFC pound for pound is going to always have somebody. It's going to rise and fall. But I don't like the fact that she's number 3. But still, I know what you mean. Shevchenko will go above her because of her loss. But I mean, when you talk about just like legend status, I have to say Nunes is still over Valentina in that factor. Like, if we're talking legendary status or GOAT conversation, you still got to say Nunes is the better fighter there. Like, okay, her skills aren't as technically sound as Valentina, but the resume is so much more juicy. It's so much more better, right? And she's got it done with so many names with her skills. Yeah, so yeah, I can separate the two. That's why I say I understand the UFC's choice to put Valentina number 1. Don't understand why Rose is number 2 and Nunes is number 3 now. That don't make any sense. But the switching of those two in like a stock type market, yeah. Robot Chicken said Maverick got holes, but she's young enough to develop new skills. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. Like, there's room for growth. Brian Williams, what's going on? Rose is above Nunes because she beat Xiaonan twice, whereas Nunes only beat the pound for pound. Oh, no. She beat her twice now. I know what you're doing there. TJ, but you know, Nunes got 2 wins over Shevchenko. I am not going to take away those fights. I'm not going to take away those fights. I mean, I'm not going to take away those wins. Yeah, TJ, I mean, we can kind of we'll agree on that. Like, I think, like, outside influences are a big problem there sometimes with these fighters. Like, you'll see a difference there because, like, Valentina, why is she where she's at right now? Because she's dedicated to the fight game, right? She's dedicated. Her life is the fight. And it's like I said, man, when you go overseas, you go into war, you don't bring your family, right? You don't bring your family. Like, I know what you mean there. Yeah, like, you have to be focused there, but could be other things too. I don't know. I hear that a lot though. Like, you know, like, not with her particular, but yeah, I just mean, like, yeah, whenever fighters, like we were talking about with Nunes and Nina, you know, having that influence sometimes and doing the family thing, it's kind of hard to separate, you know, the war and the peace. You know, you got to go to war. Can't be around something peaceful. That's going to take you out of your mind state. I mean, you know, Valentina has fun and she'll do her thing, but I mean, when camp comes, it's like war. And yeah, Viet Kendra, that's true too. Miranda fought Blanchfield on short notice, so yeah, that's still a factor in there. You gotta give her credit for stepping in there. Yeah. It was raining hard out here. Let's see. So Marina and Jan, we're gonna get that fight going. We're gonna get that fight in March. I am happy about that. Let's talk about this last one here. It's not made yet. Like I said, this fight is still in the works, but this is a fight that I think Tisha needs to get back into the mix where she wants to be now. Let's see. Tisha Torres. One of the smallest strawweights out there at 5'1", 32 years old. She is on a 3-fight win streak. Yeah, excuse me. I almost said 2 fights last time, but Tisha Torres is back in the mix. 3 fights, 3 wins. Over the course of 2020 up to 2021. Brianna Van Buren, Sam Hughes, and Angela Hill. Good confidence builders for her, to build up her experience again and kind of revamp herself. And I think that she has a newfound confidence. She's really been working and she's ready to test it. Like she says, she's ready to fight up. Like, I don't think that, a lot of people saying she was trying to duck Amanda Lemos. I don't think Tisha in that manner was trying to duck Amanda Lemos. She wanted to work her way up again. I understand that. She wanted a fight that's going to get her back to the top. So she was going to take Ebos or something like that. But the 19 got her. So she had to settle for Angela Hill. Something like that. Angela Hill's supposed to fight Ebos. Yeah, Angela Hill's supposed to fight Ebos. But 19 happened. All of them fighters were getting it. So it's all mixed up. But something like that. Ebos, Hill got canceled twice. Tisha Torres Hill was made. And Tisha had to fight down. But now she wants to fight up. And this is a good name to get back in the mix. Now, in my opinion, like right off top, there is no reason why. I'm not going to sound overconfident here, but there is no reason why Tisha Torres should lose to Mackenzie Dern. I know that sounds very bold, but Estrella said Tisha versus Dern is hard to call. Really? He said he can't do it yet. This one's a little bit easier than Araujo Grasso was a hard fight for me to call. But Dern and Tisha, I might be eating my words there, but I'm being a little bit bold. But I think there's no reason Tisha should lose this fight when it comes down to experience. When it comes down to IQ and speed and stand-up, there's no reason that Tisha should lose this fight. Tisha has the angles here. She's got the footwork. She's got the solid striking. She should be able to move from side to side in this fight and avoid any type of bull rushes from Dern. Even in the clinch, like Mackenzie likes to press in the clinch. She likes to lean and press like she was doing in Marina, but I think Tisha's a much better wrestler. I think she is the better wrestler here. That's the one thing I've been saying about Mackenzie Dern. This leads to my next part here. This the one thing that leads to my part about Mackenzie Dern is her ability to not bridge the gap. Okay, you got the ground game, you're working on the striking, but what about the ability to get takedowns, right? Where can you get that? Where you can get those abilities to take somebody down? You got to work on your grappling. You got to work on that wrestling. But to me, that's something that Tisha wins as well. When Mackenzie locks up and tries to press Tisha to the cage, Tisha's strong here. Tisha had good moments against Zhang Wei Li. Underhooks, she can reverse that and press her, separate, go back to the center with speed. So it sounds easier, I know, but when we think about what's being said here, and what we've seen Tisha do against, even some of the most formidable opponents, I think Tisha Torres should be able to win this fight, right? Because in my opinion, she's been able to beat like some well-rounded fighters. You know, some fighters that let me pull up the resume here. Let's see, who is Tisha beat? Like, I think definitely, well, for one, Angela Hill. I think, you know, Angela Hill's a fighter I think that's very hard to get a beam on. But every time Tisha could, you know, really home in. I know she took her down a couple of times, right? In the second fight. But you had fighters with better footwork, you know, even like Michelle Waterson, and Tisha was able to beat her. You know, she beat some other brawlers like Beck Rollins early in her career. And, you know, in my opinion, I thought she beat Rose twice. But yeah, she's been able to like outsmart a lot of fighters with that lack of footwork. And I think that's where it comes in. Like, Tisha has the advantage. Like, this is one fight where it's all going to come down to balance and footwork, I think. And the fighter with the better balance, the better angles, just the better footwork here is going to win. I think Tisha can move. I think she can throw body kicks. The stand-up of Mackenzie is still in development. Still got a lot of issues there. Still has a lot of issues. V. Kendra said, have you watched Tisha Torres and Andrade recently? It was a great fight. I haven't watched it recently. I actually haven't watched that one in a while. But yeah, I think I'll go back and watch it tonight. I watched Claudia and Andrade. Now that was a classic. But yeah, I'm going to go back and watch that one. Yeah, I think I'll watch that tonight. Torres Andrade, yeah. Did you watch Agapova's interview? Not yet. I watched some of the early stuff where she was calling her names and everything. She was like, you know, I'm gonna get that B. I'm gonna, you know, she was like, we gonna solve this thing in the octagon. That's basically how she was coming at it. The boss said Tisha should be able to get the win, but it's also risky to pick against Dern. She's just so dangerous on the ground. Only one takedown and the fight could be over. Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it, but I'm just like, Tisha's not very reckless on the ground. Like, Tisha's working. Like, Tisha's jiu-jitsu, I think, has gotten better, and her grappling has gotten better. Like, she's so short, and she knows how to use that to her advantage, like, and her strength. Like, Mackenzie's not really much of a mauler, but she'll get right into it. Like, she'll just start twisting limbs, right? So yeah, I know that's a danger factor there. You know? Okay, let me see something. I was just looking at some comments here. Brian Williams said the size might get Tisha. I'm going to pick her, but we'll see. If she wins, she needs to stay active if she wants to get to the title. Yeah, I really don't see the size being a factor here. I think it's all in how you use it. Because when you go back to Marina Rodriguez, Marina was taller and longer. So was Joanna. It wouldn't have been a problem if they didn't know how to use it, right? Like, Joanna's front kicks continue to hit Tisha Torres in the body and knock her back, right? Size really came into play with those fights. Even Andrade, you know, strong as hell. Too much strength. Just so much stronger. So they knew how to use it, Zhang Wei Li. But I don't know if Mackenzie really knows how to use that size here. Like, I think Tisha can really use it against her by just using her speed. I'm telling you, better balance in this fight is really going to come down to balance, though. It's really going to come down to balance and that approach that she takes with her stand-up. Like, if she uses that stand-up to her best of her ability, then Mackenzie's going to be in for a long night. Like, all she has to do is avoid the ground and just keep it moving and use her wrestling to tire Mackenzie out. You see, Mackenzie got tired in that Marina fight from a lot of, like, grappling and clinching. Like, she wasn't getting anywhere with it because Marina defended a lot of it, right? So she kind of wore herself down. The boss said, I'm not getting hyped for the Agapova fight. Yeah, I'm not hyped till they get in there. I'm not hyped at the stare down. I'm not hyped at the weigh in. I'm gonna be hyped when Bruce Buffer is calling their names. Yeah, yeah. Andrade has a win over both Torres and Pennington. Yeah, yeah, she sure does. 130, yeah, 135. Yeah, I want to talk about that Agapova fight, but I'm trying to hold back because I don't even know if it's gonna happen. Like I said, I did a video, but I don't even feel like I ain't put it out, man. I just ain't put it out because I was like, I don't know if this thing is gonna happen. Okay, what else we got here? I'm about to get out of here in a minute. Gatto. Kendra loves Gatto. Yeah, I like Gatto too. I do love Gatto. I love Gatto's style. I'm loving her style. Let me put it that way. So far, Robot Checker said Gatto beats Agapova. I think so. I think the ground game of Gatto is going to come into play in that fight. Who said? Somebody said Gatto beats Casey O'Neill. Yeah, V. Kendrick said I think Gatto beats O'Neill so bad. Dang. Yeah, I think Gatto has a style that's going to give a fighter like O'Neill trouble. Like, I think the minute she comes in, she's going to eat big punches and big shots. You know, body shots, counter punches. Casey O'Neill has, worked on her offense with her stand up, but like defense still needs to be, polished up. Yeah, Sarge never been finished. Yeah, that's big. Yeah, Sarge never being finished. That's big. Ravioli said Gatto might beat all these no striking grappler girls. Yeah. She could be like the Xiaonan down there because at least she has some ground game as well. She has a striking, but she also has the takedown defense and the ground game. Oh boy. Wait a minute. What'd you say? Jamin said what size? Where are these Dern being big talks come from? Because she missed weight a couple of times. She was just fat frame wise. She is average straw weight. Yeah, she's not really a flyweight. I think Ebos could be a flyweight, really. Like Dern, y'all see, like she's making weight now. Dern has been making weight because, she's been strict on it. But like she's not really like one of these Jennifer Maia flyweights out there, right? Like Mackenzie Dern's not like Jennifer Maia and Chikagan and those big girls right there. The minute she got her diet and her strict, regimen right, Dern's body was a 115er now. Yeah, Dern's size, I don't really think it's going to be a big issue in this fight. Ebos look like she could be 125. But she has fought at 125, right? Yeah. And look good at flyweight. Stray said, any news on Rose versus the 19? Has she got it, or was it a team member? I think it was something to do with protocol. Like I think it was just like a team member. It wasn't her. They said Rose something about the team. I think it has something to do with being around somebody that had it, but it didn't have anything to do with like her having it. They just had to pull out because of the protocols there as far as the team goes, but it didn't have anything to do with her as far as her having it. Yeah, Manon's big flyweight. I was doing round by round earlier today. Manon can fight at Manon fought at bantamweight. I mean, she fought at 138 her first fight. So yeah, Manon, she's a big flyweight. I hope she can keep on making weight though. I hope she can keep making weight because, you know, she's already getting 31, 32. So yeah, that's one of the things, TJ, I take away sometimes, man, with fighters like that been popped before. He said it was an impressive fight result, but she was also out for popping. Yeah, for like 3 years. She was out for like 3 years. Yeah, like I look at that too, man. I was like, well, y'all know I mentioned that video. It was like, Gatto, like that's the one thing I look at. Like, you know, like she got that ripped frame. But man, like I can't believe she got popped like that. Dang. TJ said, "What's this about her being alcohol?" I never heard that before. I don't know anything about that. I mean, I don't think you can be with the way with the shape she's in, right? I haven't heard anything about her personal problems like that, so I'm not going to instigate or add to that. I mean, I know she's had some medical problems. That's about all I've heard. But yeah, I don't know anything about her doing that. I mean, I just can't see her being like that, you know, with the, I mean, you never know. Like I said, you never know. But I mean, like the dedication she takes to her body and the way she looks, like I can't really see her being like a heavy drinker like that. Again, just based off of what I'm saying, like I just can't see that. So I can't answer that question, man. I mean, if anything, that's the only thing she's had is like some issues where she had to be out because of medical problems. Like she had to pull out of her recent fight. But other than that, I thought she was good to go. Like I ain't never hear about like drinking. Yeah, Lolita, she looks too good to be an alcoholic. I mean, look how athletic is she. I don't think you could do the type of things she does being an alcoholic. I mean, like, to me, she has one of the best bodies in WMMA. Like, if I ever did, like, a list, she'd definitely be in the top 10. Like, you don't get that being a heavy drinker. Yeah, straight. I don't know. It's vague. Like, it's not just the UFC being vague, but it's Rose and their team kind of being vague about it as well. You know, they only release so much about it, so I'm not sure. V. Kendra says she looks good for 40. Yeah, she looks great for 40. We're 39, you know, 40. She already hit 40. Anyway, yeah, she looks great. I mean, like I said, better shape than some of the other girls. Like the dedication she has and the athlete that she is, I can't see it. The boss said it's hard to get a read on Gatto. She's that kind of fighter that makes things happen out of nowhere. She might lose a few minutes or even rounds, but finds a way to win. Zama said Firo and Gatto will look hella weight drain coming in the fight. There was one fight where Manon did look a little drained, but a couple of other fights she looked fine. Vikendra says, so I don't follow boxing really. Was Holly actually an amazing boxer because she's in the boxing hall of fame? She was one of the better women boxers. Yeah, she's one of the best women boxers, I think. I mean, yeah, she deserves to be in there because, I mean, she was an undisputed champion. I mean, she definitely is one of the better boxers because she beat a lot of the legends like Christy Martin. So, yeah, she's a Hall of Famer. She's a Hall of Famer in boxing. Women's boxing, you know, they deserve theirs. So, yeah. Lolita said, I mean, I don't drink, and I tell my friend she's an alcoholic because she drinks every day. But is she really? If I was the type to drink, would I call her an alcoholic? A person that drinks is not really alcoholic. I mean, if it's somebody who abuses it, right? I know what you're saying. The boss said, I'm telling you, some alcoholics are in great physical shape. Yeah. Like I said, like I mentioned earlier, I could see that, but I'm not going to assume. I'm not going to really go off of what people say. That's where I stand. Like I said, like I've seen drug addicts and alcoholics, be in that type of shape. But based off what I'm saying, I don't see it in her behavior. I'm just going about what I've seen, what I'm being shown. So I don't really want to just abuse that and say, okay, like this is what so and so said. Like it's got to be hard evidence before I start bringing that type of stuff to, I'm not even gonna bring that to light because, like I said, that's personal. Like I'm not gonna do any videos on talking about somebody's personal problem like that unless it's to uplift them. Really, like if she is having that problem, I don't want to see her go through that. Stamina, what's going on? Stamina late to the party. Yellow leader looks good. I mean, Holly looks good. Yeah. He said she looks darn good. Okay. V. Kendra said was the boxer that knocked her out really good. She was okay. She wasn't like, well, yeah, I'd say she was probably one of the better fighters. Like, she was one of the better fighters in the division. And Holly came back and beat her in a rematch. So, yeah, Holly deserves her spot. And Sophie Mathis, right? Sophie and Mathis knocked her out. But she came back and beat her. TJ said, I did some research, fan talk, nothing solid. She launched her brother's vodka sometime back. That's it. And there's a video about her speech being slurred. If anything, her speech being slurred, it could be from the fighting. Or it could be that she was just drinking at the time and then people want to run with it, right? You know what I mean? Like you could catch somebody on some, on a couple drinks and then people would be like, oh man, that person's an alcoholic. Australia, don't do that, man. He said, out there in your lab won't happen due to weight cut. Yeah, like, substance abuse, it can be an issue. Like, you won't see it, like, you really won't see it amongst some people that have good genetics or if they cover it up very well. But yeah, it's an issue with some people. Yeah. But aside from like the drinking thing, I think if she's slurring because of like taking too many punches, I definitely say it's time to retire. Yeah, I would definitely say it's time to go. No need to stay in here and act like this is all we can do. Like there's other things she can do now, I think. Like she's been a fighter her whole life, which I know when you say that, it makes you say, okay, this is all they know. So it's going to be hard to leave that. And I think some people want to say, oh, that may be why she leaves the drinking, but I doubt it's that. We can just Holly's still beating up these up and comers. Stamina said Holly has never slurred the way Max Holloway did that time. Let's not go hard on this. Yeah, like like the only time I heard it, or would be because of the drinking for that one day. Maybe she was just a little drunk on it. And they know, right? Just because you get drunk don't mean you're alcoholic. Let's see. Anyways, let's see. I'm in a bad spot. I want Agapova to fight Moreau, but if Moreau shows, I lose $500. I don't know, man. You might not. Moreau get beat Agapova. Like, let's not go there. Robot Chicken says she need to go on Arsenio Hall show. Arsenio Hall still have a show? I don't really watch TV like that. But I know he had 2 shows, the one way back in the day. But Arsenio I know he had another show a few years ago. But he got another show? This will be his 3rd show, right? Why Arsenio Hall? He didn't say Dr. Phil. He said Arsenio Hall. I know Arsenio had a show like a few years ago, but I thought it had canceled again. But yeah, I'm not really going into Agapova. I'm not going into Agapova yet, man, and Moreau, because this fight might get canceled. I mean, as far as style-wise, I think that there's a big chance Agapova can still lose. Like, I think there's a big chance she can win, but I think Marina still has a good style about her that could be trouble. Like, she's faster than Sabina Mazo. Her wrestling is better. She's strong. And, that work that she's been putting in ATT has been kind of rubbing off better on her, right? Like, whenever you ever see Moreau, like, lose the way Agapova's lost, right? Like, when did she ever look like that, or came in with that mind state where she could go just completely out of her element and just attack the way Agapova did against Shannon Dobson? Like, you never see Moreau lose in that fashion or take approach to a fight like that. So I'm not counting Marina out. I'm counting her out not to show up more, but if she shows up, this fight is close. Because you remember, Marina Moreau did beat Mayra Bueno Silva. She beat her very convincingly, in my opinion. And she beat a lot of other girls, too, and looked good, So if we can push aside the fact that she doesn't show up, if she shows up, if Moreau shows up, y'all know this fight is going to be tougher than it is. I told y'all that in my last video. I said, this fight is going to be tougher than you think it is. Marina Moreau is not Sabina Mazo, okay? She's not stiff like that. She doesn't follow fighters around. She has boxing experience, and she's a very, very good wrestler. And she has very good combinations as well. This is not Sabina Mazo, so don't expect her to look like she did against Sabina Mazo in this fight. If Marina Moreau shows up, I'm telling y'all now, y'all gonna be surprised that she win just because she showed up. No, she got the skills to beat Agapova. She got the skills and the experience. If it goes to the ground, I favor Moreau early. Now, if it gets into like a rhythm here and the stand up, it's hard to tell. It's all in like who can dictate the pace. See, Sabina Mazo, she let Agapova do whatever she wanted. She took the lead, started chasing her, didn't have anything for her, right? Just kept following around till she got pieced up and knocked out or choked out. Knocked down and then choked out. But no, like, Marina Moreau ain't that type of fighter. See, everybody's looking at the current state she's in. A lot of posts on Instagram, IG, IG modeling. But when she comes to fight, she fights. She'll fight. The boss said Moreau is pretty crafty. She really has a good fight IQ. She does. She has a good fight IQ. Stammer said Moreau needs to show up on fight day and fight night. She's quick and she has a decent tank. I don't have a pick for that fight. Yeah, it's tough to pick that one though. It's tough to pick this one, but V. Kendrick said Agapova could fight emotionally. Yeah, she could. I mean, now she talking trash like I'm gonna beat this B and all of that. Like, she hyped up and she ready to kill. We'll see. Moreau probably just sitting back like, I'm gonna take this girl out of her element, and y'all gonna watch what I'm gonna do to her. TJ said Coming to America 1 or 2. Oh, the first one. I ain't even watched part 2. I don't plan on watching part 2, TJ. I am not watching it. I watched enough reviews to make my assessment, and what I seen from the trailers and the clips, I ain't watching it. Part 1 was enough for me. I ain't watching it. I love Eddie Murphy, love Arsenio Hall, but I can't watch part 2. It looked like looking like a mess. I mean, did you watch it, TJ? Did you watch Coming to America 2, TJ? Or whatever it's called, Coming to America? V. Kendra said Monroe is a former strawweight, so you know strawweights are usually better skilled on average. Oh, man. Monroe's pulled out of like 10 fights. I know because I counted it the other day. Yeah, Monroe's pulled out 10 times. Well, she's had 10 cancellations. I mean, I don't know how many she pulled out of, but I want to say it's like at least a good 7 of them she did. It was her doing. TJ said fight ends with the DQ Monroe medical retirement. Oh, man, don't say that. I want a good fight. Yeah, TJ said I haven't seen part 2 either. I recommend not watching it. And I haven't even seen it. Like I said, I've seen enough not to want to watch it. So if you don't want your feelings hurt about the first one, or if you don't want to see it go that direction, I don't think you should watch it. V. Kendra said they allow that many. I guess they do. If you have a doctor's note, it's like school. You know, you get excused absences if you have a doctor's note. So I'm sure, yeah, if you have a doctor clear it, you can have a lot of them. Oh, TJ, I missed that. He said he was commenting on robots saying Arsenio was he was still spending that Coming to America money. Oh, man. Let me see. Yeah, I see it. Hold on. Robot Chickens, he said he's still spending that money. You said he made that money, and now he bought his own show. He said, why is Calvillo losing so much? She was a ranked strawweight. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, no, Monroe, the thing about Monroe is she's using that skill base that she used, like her speed. Like, she's actually using her strength. Like, Monroe is not trying to do something that she can't do. Like, Monroe was trained in everything. Like, Calvillo trying to turn into a striker here, but, like, her thing is grappling. Teacher said, if Grasso beats Araujo, who does she fight next? Where can you see her winning? I'd say Andrea Lee would be a good fight. If Grasso wins, she should fight Andrea Lee next. And then that should be for maybe the title shot or whatever. Like, Grasso Lee would be a good fight. Because right now Grasso's unranked now, right? So Grasso ain't no title shot talk. Hold up. What I say ain't gonna be on 3 hours. It's only on 2 hours again. Let me get out of here. Y'all did it again. Got me on here over 3 hours. Or over 2 hours. Yeah, Grasso's number 11, so maybe Andrea Lee. Well, if Grasso beats the number 6, she'll probably move up to number 6 or number 7. So Grasso versus Lauren Murphy or Andrea Lee would be a good fight. No, Grasso ain't ranked anymore. She's number 11. You know, her highest rank was number 10. So you knew that eventually when somebody wins, she's going to get knocked out of the ranking. So Grasso, yeah, she got dropped. She's 11 now. I mean, we'll just pull up the rankings. I just pulled it up. She's number 11. She's not number 10 anymore. V. Kendra said, I want Grasso versus Andrade if she beats Araujo. Damn, that'd be a tough fight. TJ said, I can't see Grasso or Araujo winning at the next level. Yeah, there's some things about him that kind of hold him back, right? I know. That's why I said I can't put Araujo in my top 4 there because to make it top 5 because, you know, that one big thing I'm talking about. Yeah, I want Grasso Andrea Lee. That would be a good fight. This Araujo fight is going to get her ranked again. Straya said Grasso versus Blanchfield if she loses to Vivi. Oh, that would be. Oh, I still want Blanchfield versus Calvillo, but Calvillo. Did I tell y'all Calvillo's trying to move down to 115? I haven't did a video on that, have I? But yeah, Calvillo posted up on her IG. She said 115. She trying to go back down. And I'll leave y'all on that note because I ain't gonna go into that now. It's time to go. We on here 2 hours. I said an hour. Okay. Hold on. Vivi arguably beat Chikagan. She did. She arguably did, but I could see where Chikagan stole it. Grasso lacks killer instinct. Yep. She lacks the killer instinct where Araujo lacks the cardio. So it's like, if you lack both of them things, you're not really going to be champion, right? Yeah, TJ's out too. I'm about out of here too. Yep, Happy New Year. I mean, right? If you lack a gas tank and you lack killer instinct, then you pretty much ain't going to be champion, right? I know that sounds harsh, but you need both of those things. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, let's wrap this thing up. Good conversation. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Yeah, see you later, y'all. Like always, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. And yeah, like I said, we always come on here and talk. As long as y'all do that, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and share, I guess. Yeah, you can do that too. Close that out. There we go. Yeah. So Cynthia going back down. Yes, Cynthia, she's going back down. But we'll talk. Shout out to everybody. Lolita, Stamina, all of y'all. We will be back on maybe Wednesday. Yeah, I'll be busy tomorrow. So we'll do Wednesday. Yep. Stay safe, y'all. Like always, Combo Breaker 99. I am out. Subscribe. Peace.